Now I would like to introduce Attorney John Sweeney, the chairperson of the Mortgage Reduction Task Force. He will come now and share a few words.
Thank you and good morning. This is still morning. I did this at the 8 o'clock, so yeah, it's only 11:20. So I stood here about 3 or 4 months ago kicking off this mortgage reduction campaign, and I'm back to give a progress report and to go to the whip, as they say, in crossing the finish line. As you know, we've had a mortgage since 1951, and I talked to Alvarine Scott this morning. She said we don't want to have a mortgage in 2051, and that's coming upon us. So we have until the middle of December, because we have to get a big balloon payment to the mortgage company by the end of December. Our goal was to raise $200,000 because if we put $200,000 toward the mortgage and continue make payments, we will be finished with this mortgage within 3 years. So my charge was to raise this $200,000, and I'm happy to report to you that through fundraising and fundraisers and through the giving of our parishioners and the people who just love Holman, we are at the $125,000 mark. But we're $75,000 short. Now, I gave an analogy at the 8 a.m. service about my track experience, about getting caught at the tape in high school and losing the meet. Since we're going out over the airwaves of KJLH and around the world, I thought I'd give a more broad analogy of where we are and what we need to do and how we should not rest on our laurels. So, take you back to 1993, Super Bowl, January. Dallas Cowboys and the Buffalo Bills. And the Cowboys were winning, and there was a defensive player, big lug of a guy named Leon Lett. Does anybody remember that name? Yeah, Leon Lett was a big defensive player for the Dallas Cowboys, and one of the Buffalo Bills fumbled the ball, and Leon Lett scooped it up and was running for a touchdown. And he got to the 30, the 20, the 10, and he started celebrating, showboating, slowed down, and this little defensive back for Buffalo Bills named Don Beebe, remember that? Anybody remember that? Comes from behind him and swats the ball out of the hand, and it goes through the end zone and a touchback. And he became one of the biggest buffoons in Super Bowl history. So I give that analogy here because we don't, just because we're almost to the, well, I'd say about the 15-yard line before we go into the end zone, we should not stop here. We should not celebrate. We'll come back and celebrate once we've crossed the goal line. So and then we'll spike the football and we'll have a celebration. But we are $75,000 short at this point. And after I spoke at the 8 o'clock service, one of the parishioners was so inspired, she handed me a check. Not for $75,000, but she handed me a check. So please continue to give. Please, if you've given already, consider giving another gift because, like Alvarine Scott said, we don't want to go to 2051 with a mortgage. We don't want to go any more than 2-3 years. And the way to get that accomplished is to get this balloon payment of $200,000 to the mortgage company by the end of December. Now, how can we do it? How can you give? Well, you can write a check out here and put it in the basket. You can hand it to me as I walk down the aisle here. but mark it as mortgage reduction offering. Or you can, for those in our radio audience, you can go to our website, and there's a special link for mortgage reduction. Is that correct, Pastor? There's a link. Okay. Okay. So you can do that. Go on, give on the web, which is the modern way to do things, or you can do the old school way of doing things. You can send a check in by snail mail. We'll get it, and it will go toward the reduction of the mortgage and toward our goal of $200,000. We're right there. Let's not be like Leon Lett and celebrate too early. Let's run through the tape. Let's cross the goal line. We're right there within striking distance. So we can do it, and we just have about a month and a half to do it. So thank you, and keep on giving. Thank you. I wasn't expected to be up here again, but Brother King, I'm the penultimate voice before Pastor Walden. So just as what happened in the 8 o'clock service, I was going back to my seat, and one of our, like we always do, home and ice, we step up. I got a check, and I know people like to give anonymously sometimes, but I'm just going to say that in the memo section, I wanted to bring that to your attention. It says, mortgage reduction in honor of Reverend Lawson. How about that? How about that? And you know, Reverend Lawson, who's like a second father to me, turned 95 last week, a couple of days ago. And we are so lucky to have had him in our lives. A lot of times we take him for granted, this great historical figure. So if for nothing, no other reason, reach deep into your pocket and honor him because he started here as pastor in 1974 and served so many years. And we thank you so much, and I'll turn it back over. But thank you again.